Hey guys, it's Zeal, continuing the Dragon Age Let's Play. We last left off talking to Wynn Ogren a little bit. Didn't get very far with Sten. Also talked to Liliana. I don't think Alistair has anything new to say. Pretty sure going to his sister was kind of his personal quest. But again, it wasn't really that questy. It was more of just like, hey, we're in Denerim. Can we stop by where I think my sister might be?
Look, before we go any further, I want to say something. I appreciate that you brought me to see my sister, and that you were there to talk me down after we left. You're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that.
If you say so. We're in this together, Alistair.
That we are. I have your back. You know that, right? Well, now that that's out of the way, ask away.
I had another dream about the Archdemon. Did I?
Yes, me too. And I got the feeling at the end there that it saw us, was aware of us, whatever you want to call it. Could have just been my imagination, I suppose. What do you think?
I think we need to be extra careful.
I thought we were already being extra careful. Does that mean we have to be extra careful now? Great. There I was enjoying my nap. I guess one thing is certain at least, isn't it? It's official. This is a blight.
Indeed it is.
Ask away.
Do I have questions?
Of course.
Can you teach others to be a Templar?
Sure, I could. I could even teach you, I suppose. Anyone who's been trained as a warrior. I guess if I'm going to give up Chantry secrets, I may as well go all the way. Send whoever you want trained to me in camp, and I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Just picked up a rock and just didn't do anything with it.
I've a question, if I may.
You may not. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
What? Does your oath expire then?
Not precisely. I said I would serve you until you saw fit to release me. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
You did try to kill me. I could always use a friend.
Indeed. I might even be glad to call myself such, come to think of it. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes? What say you?
Can I answer some questions?
By all means.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the Crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training, the sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
Doesn't take any special skill.
I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
That sounds like it could be useful.
See? Getting paid for the act is beside the point. An assassin is more a tactical choice than a lifestyle. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Hmm? What say you?
Can you teach others to be an assassin?
I could teach others, but not yourself. First, I would need someone who has training as a rogue. That is, unless you would care to spend the years it takes to gain the fundamentals. But if there should be such a person who desires this training, yes, by all means, send them to me. The crows are already furious, no? I shall enjoy tweaking their nose further.
Can't tell if that light flickering is supposed to be the fireplace, the fire, and it just looks odd. Because I don't know if it should be that, like, flickery-y. Whatever.
What say you?
Something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Never mind.
What say you? By all means.
Guess since we're interacting with them, what is your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Was the woodcutter your father?
How should I know? My mother was a whore, as you'll recall. None of the other elven boys in the whorehouse knew their fathers. I was not so unusual. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
He didn't really sound all that cheery. Sorry for you, Zevran.
That's very kind of you to say, but it is not necessary. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
We're very different. You'd compare my life to yours?
Are we so different, you and I? Buffeted by the winds of fate, brought to this point by both circumstance and excellence.
I'm a human and noble.
If you wish to look at things on the surface, by all means, no matter. My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
There's been no joy in your life. But how do you feel about the Dalish in general?
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Whoa! I don't know what I said to make him upset. Well, I guess maybe the not agreeing with the whole fate thing.
What say you? By all means.
Why did you leave the crows exactly?
Well now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin after all is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
So, you're simply bored?
I don't know that I would put it precisely that way. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
And that system works?
Of course. You compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. Gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So what is it you fancy exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful, and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
I felt like that was gonna go there. No, I feel like I'm in a dangerous... decision here. No, but you needn't bother?
Ah, that's too bad. I do so enjoy it when I get to be flirty. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Happy to have you along.
And here I am, happy to be had. Isn't it wonderful how things work out that way? Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
Why do I feel like he gained and lost that? Yeah, I feel like I was in neutral with him. Didn't I get boots? I don't know if I ever gave those to him yet. Oh, no, ow. Just pulled my headphones. Actually, first. 'Cause every character has something they seem to talk about. Yeah. There was shoes, they just weren't a gift.
Gloves? You're giving me gloves? What for?
Now that's gratitude for you. They're Dalish gloves, like your mother's.
Maker's breath. You're right. It is like my mother's. The leather was less thick and it had more embroidery, but these are very close and quite handsome.
I don't even remember where I got them. You're welcome.
Do I seem surprised? Perhaps I am. Still, I appreciate the fact that you even thought of me. No one has simply given me a gift before. Thank you.
Did they become like... Did I always have those? I feel like not. Oh. He had those. He just automatically equipped them. Gotcha. I don't actually think I talked much to Ogren. I think I just talked about the Berserker thing and then left.
There you are. Wanted to talk to you.
What about?
You and I, we've... You know how sometimes you spend time with people and things.
I love you too, Ogren. Kind of want to say it, just to see what happens.
What? Keep your hands where I can see them. Sheesh. Can a man address a friend without getting all weird? I was just asking a favor. You had to go all that on me.
A favor? What is it?
I was thinking, I do know some people out here on the surface. A person, actually. The girl I knew in Orzammar. Before I left, obviously.
Who is she?
Her name's Felsi. She and I were friends after Branka left for the deep roads. I'm sure she's forgiven me by now. Thought maybe I'd track her down, see how she's been living.
You cheated on... What's she doing on the surface?
What? Why are you asking me? I didn't do anything. I tried to look her up the last time we were at Lake Calenhad. She wasn't at work at the inn. At home with her sick mother, they said. I figured it was just the ancestors telling me something. But I keep thinking about her.
Did I not? Did I like misclick or did he just react to that weirdly? There's something here you're not telling me.
Ah, you suspicious sack of pebbles. You always have to think the worst of someone.
And here I thought we were friends.
Ah, you whipped out the knife, didn't you? Look, Felsi and me, we didn't leave things on the best of terms.
I'm stunned. Go on.
Yeah, she was jealous of Branka. And she got to be controlling, and Ogren was meant to be free, you know what I mean? Anyway, she couldn't handle everyone wishing they could be with me. So she left. Honest truth.
Nug spew. I'll wait to hear her version of this.
Aye, well, you go ahead. Wait, so we're going?
We'll find this Felsi, promise.
Well, and a good friend you are, Warden. I'll think about you if we ever... no, actually, that would be gross. What was it you wanted to say?
Nope, just that, basically. Maybe get it on more.
What about?
How do you like the surface?
It's sodding great. At first I was a little queasy with all that air, but there's just so much of it. No one has any idea who you are or what you're doing. And the ale. Oh, who'd have thought? Ale made with grain. Aye, the surface is great. It's like a big, bright world of filth without a ceiling. My kind of place. Hey, let's go find something to kill, huh? All this talk makes my hands twitchy.
Yeah, sure. Don't know what you disagreed with, besides maybe the love you thing. So once I probably either have to go back to the Dalish camp and see if there's someone matching that name, because I don't remember any named people there, or specifically have to go back with Wen, and maybe someone will be like, Wen, what are you doing here? Did Zevran want anything? I don't think he said anything. I don't think Liliana said anything. Ogren wants to go back to Lake Calenhad, I think.
Why are we stopping?
We're working together. I think we should get to know you. I think I should get to know you.
There are Darkspawn to be fought. Is this delay needful?
Are you alright? You were in that cage for weeks.
You are concerned. No need. I am fit enough to fight.
I could have sworn I actually talked to him this whole thing before. I don't think I recorded it, but I could have sworn I talked to him already before. I've never seen a Qunari before. Tell me about your people.
No.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
Get used to disappointment. People are not simple. They cannot be summarized for easy reference in the manner of, the elves are a lithe, pointy-eared people who excel at poverty.
A little hostile, aren't we? You said you were in the army?
I am.
Have you ever fought in a war?
I have always fought in war, human.
So you must know your way around the battlefield then.
Some of them. They aren't all alike.
Are you always this bad at answering questions?
Generally. I do not see how this matters. Seheron and Parvolan are distant. Ferelden and the Darkspawn are immediate.
True, let's go.
As you wish.
He got one approved.
You called.
I want to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
Nothing.
Then I suggest we move on.
Let's go.
As you wish.
What is his approval rating? Oops. Neutral. Wonder if neutrality will let him.
You called.
Cage. So you tell me now why you were caged?
I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
What do you mean by a weak mind?
That is complicated. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
It sounds like what happened to me at Ostagar.
I heard the stories of Ostagar. Your kith stood their ground when others fled. No one can do more than that. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
You probably dropped it on the battlefield.
Perhaps. I searched for it, and when that failed, I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
Did the farmers know where it was?
They said they found me with nothing.
Did you believe them?
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
You panicked over a lost blade?
That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antam. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Can you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you fight the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Calenhad.
Well, there's nothing we can do. Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
Alright, we got two journeys to go on near Lake Calenhad. We got Ogren, which is like actually probably at Lake Calenhad, because I think he mentioned the inn, and then another one that's probably just like one of those spawned in areas. Do you think Shale would have anything? Because I mean, she's a DLC character. The whole like getting her as a companion as a quest in of itself. Also, I don't know if she even has an approval. Does have an approval rating. Do I have any things to give you? I'm not sure what you would like. You know what? I'm pretty sure I know what she likes. I think I remember seeing, I think there was a merchant in, wow, why can't I remember the name? Orzammar, there we go. I was only thinking of Ostagar. I think there was a merchant there that sold, like, remarkable gem or something. Like, some sort of remarkable gem, and it was a, what's it called? A gift item. Instead of just being just a regular item. Let's talk to Liliana again, see if she has anything new. Because Ogren's seems to have popped up when he just talked to him.
Something I can help with?
I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
You were a traveling minstrel. Do you have tales to share?
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Tell me about the Darkspawn.
Chantry lore says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinter Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible and imagined that they were greater than the Maker himself. So thinking, they invaded his golden city, planning to take it for themselves and depose their own creator. But they were impure and full of sin. And it is with the sin that they tainted the golden city, corrupting it forever. The Maker cursed them and cast them from his sight. Wherever they went, they spread the taint of their sin. Any land that was touched by the taint became blighted and would suffer no life. Instead, the Darkspawn arose to torment us and remind us of our hubris.
Do you know any Ferelden legends?
I know one, told to me by my mother a long time ago. It always chilled me to the bone. Maybe you have heard of Flemeth?
Flemeth? Morgan's mother was called Flemeth.
Are you sure? Was she the Flemeth of legend? Flemeth, the devourer of men? Flemeth, mother of witches? Flemeth, demon-touched, who dwells in the mists?
She didn't really introduce herself as such.
Ferelden mothers scare their daughters with talk of Flemeth. They say that if you're bad, Flemeth will spirit you away and bind you to her forever. They also say that Flemeth mourns her lost beauty and will steal yours through your looking glass if she catches you.
Flemeth was once beautiful.
Flemeth's beauty was known throughout the land. She had hair like unto a moonless night, skin as pale as winter's first snow, and eyes as beautiful and perilous as the sea. When she came of age, she came to the attention of the Lord of Highever, Conobar, and he took her for his wife. Conobar soon learned that his young bride had the gift of magic. He kept this a secret, for he feared that she would be taken from him. Flemeth stayed with Conobar for some years, and with his blessing, she practiced her art. And then one day, a young poet named Osen came to the castle. Flemeth was captivated by Osen's voice, and he by her beauty, and they fell in love.
Ooh, the plot thickens. What happened then?
Flemeth longed to be with her true love, and she and Osen fled from Conobar's lands, seeking refuge in the Kokari wilds with the Chasing tribes. They lived there happily for many a year, till the day Flemeth received news that Conobar was dying and longed to see her face one last time. Flemeth's heart swelled with pity for the man who once was her husband, and begged Osen to return to Conobar's side with her. But when Flemeth and Osen entered Highever, they were captured by Conobar's men, and Osen was slain in front of Flemeth's eyes. Flemeth was imprisoned in the highest tower of the castle, there to await Conobar's judgment on her. Distraught at the loss of her love, Flemeth plotted revenge against her husband. She summoned a fey demon, intending for it to wreak vengeance on Conobar. But a spell went awry. The demon possessed Flemeth. Turning her into an abomination, the halls of the castle ran red with blood as Flemeth slaughtered Conobar and all his men. The last of Flemeth's humanity melted away, and at dawn, she stole back to the wilds to plot and scheme for 100 years. They say she took to her side many Chasing men, and with their help, begat her daughter witches, who even now prowl the dark places of the Kokari wilds.
Let's just move on. I think with that, I'm gonna end this one. And then, whoops. And then in the next video, we'll pick up and go find Sten's sword and Ogren's lost love? Old flame? Whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, and see you in the next one.